So not only is there NBA playoffs going on, but we have NHL playoffs, y'all. The Edmonton Oilers beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights 1-0 in overtime in game 5 to reach the Western Conference Finals. And here's the brackets over here. So it's a 7-game series. They knocked off Vegas. Vegas had 1 win, Edmonton 4 wins to advance. And it looks like Edmonton is waiting for whoever wins out of Dallas and Winnipeg. Dallas needs 1 more and Winnipeg needs 2 more. So and that's the Western Conference. You see over here in the East, Carolina is waiting on Florida and Toronto, as that is headed to a game 7 right there. So getting down to the nitty gritty here, there's 2 characters featured in this game. The goalie for Edmonton, who picks up a shutout. Here he is right here, Stuart Skinner. And then here's the overtime goal scorer right here, Kasperi Kapanen. I'm probably butchering the first name. I may look at how to pronounce it as we go forward. But I think Sammy Kapanen is his father. I remember him from back when I used to follow hockey. Here's Sammy Kapanen right here. And you see his child, Kasperi Kapanen. But I remember this guy. So, anyways, a 1-0 game. And, these games aren't uncommon for the playoffs in hockey, right? Because they're just trying so hard. You know what I'm saying? Hockey, if I were to pick a sport to be into, as I once was, it would be hockey. Okay, just amazing to see in person. But this stuff it's all scripted, I'm telling you. And I'm about to show you some amazing connections here. Okay, so we got these 2 players, and I think we have some highlights as well. I think we have the OT game winner. All right. And this guy wears number 42, it looks like. Kasperi Kapanen. So I'm gonna try to show some of this, obviously very carefully. I'm gonna have to talk during this. So let's look at this. We're gonna look at this goal right here. It looks like a little scrum in front of the net. Look at that scrum. And let's not miss the goal here. So I don't even see it go in, but somewhere amongst all the people there. So where's number 42? So we're looking for Edmonton and White here. There he is right there. You see him right there? I don't know if you can see my arrow. Right there. So he's kind of shoveling at the puck here. You see the goalie scrambling. You see the guys in kind of the dark mustard colored jerseys here trying to keep the puck out of the goal. And somehow it gets in the net. And this is the goal scorer right here. And you see him, there he is, 42, skating away. So he gets in the OT, the lone goal in this game. Okay? And there he is again right there. So look at his name has 48 like Oilers. You see that? He played, or 84, excuse me. So his name equals 84. And the team he plays for equals 84 in the language, right? You see that? 4 base ciphers, letters have numerical values in this code. I prove it daily. And look at that, 84 with the team he's on. Scored on a scramble in front of the net. We just looked at it at 7:14 of overtime, and the Oilers beat Vegas in Game 5 Wednesday to advance out of the second round of the NHL playoffs. And this is interesting. I mean, look how this crosses over to everything. Okay? Look, Sabu just passed. Hardcore pro wrestling legend, right? And look at this guy. His actual first name is Samu. Samu. Look at that. But he goes by Kasperi Kapanen, I guess. Look at that. Look at his name. And he's trending with this OT game winner in hockey, right? And it's one letter difference. Samu and Sabu both trending, obviously for different reasons. And I just did the Katie Lou Samuelson breakdown as she has a torn ACL in the WNBA. She's going to miss the whole season for the Seattle Storm. Samuelson is her name, SAMUELSON, and you get SAMU with this hockey player trending. All of these characters at the same time, and you get Sabu dying, SABU. And there's that story. Look, I prove this all the time, okay? Katie Lou Samuelson, Samu, Sabu. You see that? And I connected in that breakdown. Storm forward Katie Lou Samuelson confident she'll bounce back from season-ending ACL tear. Guess who that was connected to? Sue Bird, who also played for the Seattle Storm. Sue, Lou, Samu, Sabu, and guess what? As I speak right now, yesterday was Ray Lewis's birthday. Legend, former NFL player for the Baltimore Ravens. Yesterday was his birthday. Ray Lewis. This everything is ran on the language with these stories, okay? Literally. This is the goalie now. He picks out and he gets the shutout. Notice how, shutout, he gives up no goals, right? They call it a shutout. S. Stuart Skinner. SS. He's got 74 on his jersey. And Edmonton Oilers equals 74 in the language. And I've pointed that out before because they hit the Stanley Cup final last year. Another S, right? The Stanley Cup final is the final 2 teams, one in each conference. They lost to Florida last year. I covered that. And I think I brought up that 74 connection then, but had to throw it in. So you see how these 2 players, this guy, the goal scorer, 84, like Oilers, and then the goalie, 2 guys featured for their teams, 74 on the jersey, Edmonton Oilers equals 74. How about that? Kapanen's goal backed up another shutout performance from goalie Stuart Skinner, who made 24 saves and drew several chants of Stu from Oilers fans in the crowd. Skinner, who was benched 2 games in the playoffs, also blanked the Golden Knights in Game 4. So so he had back-to-back shutouts. That's amazing, okay? Very amazing. That's what it says right there. Blanked them in Game 4 as well. This was his 3rd start in a row in replacing the injured Calvin Pickard. We're going to listen to him after this game here.
The team in front of you playing so well defensively in these last few games.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
the way that we've competed, the amount of block shots. I mean, in the first, I think 3 minutes we had 5 block shots. It's those are the things that it takes to win games. So all the credit goes to the guys in front of me for sure.
What does it do for your confidence to come into the series kind of cold just a little bit and get 2 consecutive shutouts?
Yeah, it's good. Really happy that I was able to come in and give my team a chance to win. And
Somebody should tell him, dude, you got the 74 on your jersey, and Edmonton Oilers equals 74.
obviously, being able to do it in 5 is huge. So again, just the guys' support and the way that they played in front of me is massive.
This is the recipe that you've had before. Start the playoffs, sit down for a couple games, come back in and play excellent. Does it feel like this? You feel comfortable in this? Is this a role you can get used to?
I don't think I want to do it.
All right, so yeah, just so we can kind of hear him. Just so we can kind of hear him a little bit, I thought I would throw that in there. Okay, now look, and I don't know if you noticed, look at the double letters here in their names. Kasperi Kapanen, KK. Stuart Skinner, KK. Right? I just thought that was interesting. I didn't really catch nothing else major. I just, obviously that was interesting to point out. Now, you see the goalie here. Look at how his birthday is November 1st. 111. The goal scorer on the left, his full name equals 111 in the language. How about that? In reverse reduction. Even he goes by Kasperi, but it appears to be his middle name. Look at it. 110 in the reverse cipher when you reverse the alphabet. Like 11, right? And the goalie's born in the 11th month. 111. And then dude's full name, 111 in the language. Even Edmonton has the 1-0 victory. That's another one right there. And it's a 10-week, 1-day span from Kapanen's from this game to his birthday from start to end. 10-week, 1 days. So that's 2 more ones right there. You see that? So, we utilize the birthdays, the date of the game, the numerical values with their names, and then we catch these other patterns, right? Ray Lewis's birthday yesterday. Katie Lou Samuelson. Samu. It's not a coincidence, right? And this is all what goes into these decodes, okay? Especially over here. And there's the kind of scramble again right there. Again, if you're going to go watch a sport in person, do what you must, but I mean, hockey in person is amazing, okay? Now check this out. So you see the 10-week, 1-day span right there from the game to Kapanen's birthday. Look, it's the same as a 71-day span. And let me fix that slide real quick. Let's do the background. Make it boom. There you go right there. But that's the same as a 71-day span from the game to his birthday. Got it? Now check this out. Oops. The game is 171 days before Stuart Skinner's birthday. You see that? The goalie with the shutout? 71-day span, the lone goal scorer from the game to his birthday. And then the game's 171 days before Stuart Skinner's birthday. How about that? So 71, 171. Even Stuart Skinner, you see him on the right, his birthday leaves 60 days in the year, his upcoming birthday. Look at that. And Kasperi Kapanen equals 60. Check that out, right? That is pretty cool right there, if you ask me. And look at the slide, right? 60 hits with both characters, a birthday involved. You see the reduction cipher, and that's awesome, isn't it? So, that's amazing. And I wish we had something to show for the Golden Knights, but they put up the donut. You know what I'm saying? So again, Edmonton right here, waiting on the winner of Winnipeg and Dallas. Dallas needs 1 victory. Winnipeg would need 2 more victories to advance. Carolina in the East, just waiting on whoever wins the next game between Toronto and Florida. Let's see when those games are real quick. Let me put in the Maple Leafs, who are Toronto. Okay, so today it looks like Toronto won to tie it up at 3 games, and now their game 7 will be Sunday. So we won't know until Sunday on that series. And who was the other teams again? Winnipeg and Dallas. Let's see. Winnipeg Jets. Okay, so tomorrow will be game 6. So we'll see if Dallas can wrap it up, or we'll see if the Jets tie it up at 3 games and then we're off to a game 7 after that. And kind of a do or die, right? As these are 7-game series. So I did the best I could in presenting that. You know what? One thing I didn't do is put overtime or OT. We'll just see if anything pops. OT, overtime. Nothing I really notice. I mean, there may be something there. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. And this game was a shutout. And the goalie, or the goal scorer, he had the double S's. Oh, actually, check that out. It's the goalie. So the goalie's got the SS, Stuart Skinner. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet. It's an overtime shutout victory for him, and OT equals 19. Look at this. Overtime 109 like 19. Look at that. Oh, and even the other guy has S. Samu. Even though he's got the double K, look, Samu. The goal scorer. S, the 19th letter of the alphabet. This is an overtime game. Look, it hits with OT and overtime. Look at that. Love going on the fly for y'all like that. Am I speaking to AI? Who am I speaking to out there? Look at that. The 19 lands. And that connects with Sabu, Katie Lou Samuelson, Shannon Sharp trending, SS, Deion Sanders and his sons, S, Shador Sanders, right? SS. Damn. And there's plenty of more S's out there. Think about the SA cases that are going on right now, too. Wow. So that's a nice, solid breakdown, okay? And there's obviously going to be things that are missed. But damn, right? I'm satisfied with that right there. Very satisfied, okay? And there's going to be more things within this article. But it is what it is. We get this goalie here with the shutout. And then we get the lone goal scorer here. I said there's obviously going to be more. But damn, right? And at this point, I just kind of run it back like that. The thumbnail hits heavy as usual. I put that together. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, get familiar with hockey, build on your knowledge. It's nice to learn new things. This guy has the Michael Jordan's father's death date. Not saying it connects. That James Jordan. Ooh, and you get the double J's with James Jordan to go with these two guys, the KK and then the SS. But yeah, that's James Jordan, Michael Jordan's father's death date as well. That may have been a thing if it was the Chicago Blackhawks. There's probably something there. I'm just not seeing it. But that's okay. We don't need everything to land like that. Okay, so nice. Oilers beat Golden Knights. And obviously I couldn't really have much on the Golden Knights there. But, they put up the donut. Blame them. 1-0 in overtime in Game 5 to reach Western Conference Finals. Okay, so we'll see what happens as we move forward, as they wait, for their next opponent. Shout out to y'all. Daily Decodes 812. Until next time.